On paper, I was living an American dream, but from the inside, I was crumbling and wasn't feeling happy. Hi everyone, my name is Dora and welcome to my channel. Today I want to talk about how I lived an American dream that turned out not to be mine at all. I moved to the US when I was 18, graduated from Johns Hopkins University with a degree in applied mathematics and statistics, and I built a career that I thought was a dream of mine. On paper, I was living an American dream, but from the inside, I was crumbling and wasn't feeling happy. So, I want to tell you a little bit about my journey and what I did to change my life and to come from this to what you see here now. Exactly a year ago, I have left the US. I left my prestigious job, my master's degree, my dream apartment in the middle of downtown, and moved all the way to Bali to pursue my dreams and something that's in my heart. And after a year, I want to film this video as a reflection of what has changed in my life, and where this journey has led me. So, going back to 2017. I was a teenage girl living in Uzbekistan, always had big dreams, was super ambitious, and always thought that I will do something big in my life. So when my family won a green card and we immigrated to the US with the whole family, then this was like a golden ticket for me. By nature, I had an overachiever identity. I became very good at achieving, I became very good at being impressive, and very good at surviving. I thought that this is how I am gonna navigate life, this is how I'm gonna earn love and respect, and this is how I am gonna thrive by achieving, by doing more, by surviving. And America was a perfect country for that. When I moved there, I was 18. I did not speak the language. I learned the language in 3 months. I applied to different colleges, got into a community college, and ended up transferring to Johns Hopkins University, where acceptance rate was less than 3%, with a full scholarship. I chose one of the toughest majors because I thought that it would bring me the tougher it was, the better I thought it would be. So I chose applied mathematics and statistics in an engineering school. I remember 3 years of my life studying all night, every single day, studying 10, 12 hours a day. In my early 20s, when everyone was partying or having fun, I remember spending my days and nights at the library just making sure that I'm going to pass those toughest classes. And it was really competitive. While I was still adjusting and trying to learn the language, the culture, people, mentality, I was thrown into this very high overachieving environment where I was supposed to also pick up the academics, the culture, the mentality, people, and just this whole adjustment period, this whole immigration period was really, really tough. I was doing it for the first time, going through a college in the US. No one in my family has ever done this. At the same time, I was supporting my family emotionally and mentally with this whole immigration. Both of my parents did not speak the language. There were a lot of ups and downs, and just for 4 or 5 years of my life since I have moved to the US, I lived in a deep survival mode. And I graduated from the university, made my family so proud, got into one of the top consulting firms in the US after passing 6 rounds of the interviews, was super proud of myself, worked in management consulting for almost 2 years, flying first class, going to the best restaurants, staying at 5-star hotels, but also working 70 plus 80-hour work weeks. I was just living a dream that I have thought I always dreamed of, but at the same time, I was surviving. I wasn't in touch with my feelings. I was just on this survival mode 24/7, every single day, trying to achieve more, do more, become financially stable, become financially independent. And at one point, I realized that this is really draining. I saw people in my firm who were the senior people in my firm, especially women, not having families, not having a good health, and just like having the same lifestyle I had now, working till 2 a.m., 3 a.m., and having all the stress in their lives and having health issues. And I realized how unsustainable this lifestyle is. So I decided to leave management consulting. Once I left the management consulting, I switched into tech, thinking Tech would be easier. I would have more work and life balance. It was really interesting. I already had the skill set coming from engineering background, but it was much more sustainable. So I had the better lifestyle. I had a better work-life balance, but at the same time, still something was not like in a puzzle. Something was not clicking. I didn't understand what. I didn't understand why I always kept wanting more. Why, after getting into the top university in the world, one of the top universities in the world, I still wasn't satisfied and I chose a very tough path in management consulting. Why, after leaving management consulting and getting into one of the biggest fintech companies in the world, I still wasn't satisfied and I wanted more money. Why, after making more money and being able to afford almost everything I want, I would fly myself out to Europe whenever I wanted to, get myself expensive handbags. Why wasn't I still happy? Why something was missing inside me? I was just not satisfied with this lifestyle where you live from Monday to Friday and you wait for Friday night to have some fun with your friends. And fun is considered going out to bars or clubs or having drinks. Maybe I was in a wrong city. Maybe I was hanging out with a wrong crowd, but that's how it felt like to me, that fun was going out on a Friday night to a restaurant or to a bar to getting a drink. And I didn't feel like this was the life that I wanted. The life where I would have to, where waking up in the morning, having a slow morning to myself, taking 15-20 minutes to drink my coffee was considered a luxury because I have to be in this constant wheel all the time. It felt like no matter how hard I have worked, nothing was clicking, nothing was feeling, I wasn't feeling this fulfillment inside me. So I had a breaking point, and like for many of you probably could relate here to me, that breaking point was a breakup. I had one of the toughest breakups in my life about 3 years ago now, and that's where this whole wheel started turning. I am incredibly grateful to that person, to that experience, that it finally, the pain was so deep and it hurt me so much that I started waking up from this deep sleep I was in, where I was always surviving, performing, and I started waking up to who I actually am, waking up to what I actually want in life. So after this breakup, I left my job where I wasn't feeling fulfilled, and I got a huge financial increase in my new job. I moved to a new city, different city. I leveled up financially. I started therapy. I started making so much more money. I started studying myself, spending more time with myself. I just dissected my life into different parts and started working on each separately. I started working on my mind, on my body. I started working with a nutritionist. Just all those traumas and unresolved issues I had from my childhood that I was covering up with this overachieving and survival mode started coming up after this breakup, and the pain that has caused, and I started working on all of that. And it was an intense, hard work that I have done for more than a year, I think, and I'm still doing it. But at some point, through this healing and inner work, I have realized that I am not living my dream. I'm waking up every day, I'm working so hard, I'm making money, but I'm not living my dream. I'm making my parents proud, I'm living a socially acceptable life, I'm saving up for my future, but I am not living my dream life. And when I realized that, and when I almost had a panic attack because of one of the huge federal projects I have undertaken at my current past position, and I was on a call with the CEO of the company, and there was so much tension and pressure. And by nature, I'm a very sensitive person, so I almost had a panic attack after that call. I still remember it was Friday morning, end of February, and I hung up the call. I sat down on the carpet, and I started shaking, and I hugged myself, and I said, "You are not built for this life. Why are you doing this? You are not happy here. Why are you doing this?" it was extremely scary to leave the life I have been building for the past 10 years, piece by piece. It was so much hard work and dedication. But I have realized that if I'm going to keep going in that direction, if I'm going to keep going in that way, then it's not going to lead me to anything good. I wasn't feeling happy, I wasn't feeling fulfilled, and I didn't realize why am I doing all of this if it's not making me happy. So I gave myself a year. That was a breaking point after that meeting when I almost had a panic attack, and I gave myself a year to take a break, to take a leave of absence from my job, from the master's degree I was doing, and see if I would feel better somewhere else, to see if I can explore the world and maybe to find something, work that would make me feel more happy and more fulfilled. And that's what I did. April of 2025, I left the US. I subleased my apartment, packed my whole life into 3 suitcases, and took only one with me. And I went back to my country, which is Uzbekistan, for 1 month. I was still working remotely, working at night. Spend the months in Uzbekistan was one of the toughest months in my life because I had no idea what am I doing with my life. All my friends were doing their PhDs or doctorate degrees, or climbing up the corporate ladder, or getting married, having kids, and here I was sitting with one suitcase, having this life crisis, not knowing what am I going to do next. I signed up for this yoga teacher training certification in Bali in the middle of summer in July, and I thought that, okay, I'm going to spend a month in Uzbekistan, a few months in Bali, and then I'm going to go to Europe, and I'm going to go back to the US. I came to Bali June of 2025, and that's when everything has shifted. That's when everything has changed. I completed my yoga teacher training certification, and it was such a deep, transformative experience. And not only yoga, but everything, all the healing modalities I have tried in Bali. I was feeling so much pain and uncertainty inside that I was very open and receptive to all kind of different help from the outside. So whatever message I was getting, I was open to receive it. I tried theta healing, I tried sound healing, I tried so many different forms of therapy. I tried going to shamans, I tried to go to Ubud, and literally I tried everything you could try on yourself except drugs. And I completed my yoga teacher training certification, and that was one of the most life-changing months of my life. Where I found so much wisdom, so much peace within this ancient wisdom of yoga and Ayurveda. And that's when my life has changed. That's when I realized that if I don't want to live in the US, I don't have to go back to that past just because it was socially acceptable or just because that was expected of me. At first it felt like I'm throwing away this prestigious degree I have worked so hard for. I'm throwing away this prestigious life where I was making so much money. But coming to Bali, I have realized that I have not felt this happy and fulfilled for such a long time, and honestly no monetary reward can substitute that fulfillment and happiness I felt within. And now I am living in Bali. It's been almost 7 months now. I've been living in Bali, teaching yoga here, discovering my new identity, trying to pivot into something different. I opened my clothing brand here, a sustainable yoga activewear for women that lets women feel feminine and happy in their body. I started teaching private classes, teaching in the different studios, and working with same high achieving, overachieving women, just like I was, to come back to themselves, to come back to their bodies. So yeah, I just wanted to share this message. And so if you're watching this and your life looks so good on paper, but you are feeling disconnected inside, then this channel is for you. I hope you can find some inspiration from my story. It was incredibly terrifying to leave everything that felt so familiar but not mine. There is still so much uncertainty and so much that I haven't figured out yet, and I don't know how my next month is gonna look like, financial station and everything. But just this feeling of happiness and peace inside for me is invaluable. So thank you for watching and stay here for more.